stand tall in the midst of uncertainty. How do you feel about receiving trustful recommendations from those individuals, such as your family member, friends? It could be even a colleague. How does it make you feel when you receive those? Today, we're going to talk about social proof. I'm Marlene Foster with Empower the Vision. And social proof mainly is follows word of mouth. Word of mouth is what? Your personal experience. Your personal experience. And social proof is mainly that someone taking your story or taking what you a review that they've read and following it and trusting it. And they may not even know you, but they've read enough of the reviews until they see that it's a good idea, maybe to take that chance because it's not much as much of a risk anymore because they feel comfortable moving forward because of your experience. Now, do you remember, if those of you who were with me last week, we talked about word of mouth, right? Got your back. Word of mouth does. How do you know word of mouth has your back? Remember, word of mouth, you know because of what? Repeat business. Repeat business, right? And so think about when someone comes to you for advice or they come to you to ask you what your recommendation is about something, and they come to you on a consistent basis, that's repeat, right? That's sort of repeat, like repeat business sense, because social proof lets them feel less stress. They feel less stressful about what they're about to do because they rely on someone like yourself, just as you rely on someone also. So we all have those individuals that we are rely upon, that we ask them for recommendations about a particular product, a service, or it could be even an experience, which will be coming up. You'll see what I mean by experiences, right? Okay, and last week I talked about years ago when I was in St. Louis on a business trip, and how remember when I got into the elevator and the gentleman there asked me about the perfume I was wearing, and so I told them that it was Chanel, and from there I talked about it in the elevator. I was really real thrilled, excited about talking and sharing with them because I'm really sold. I'm sold on this product, right? And so I sold it, and basically the social proof came when they took my recommendation, when I talked about what it does for me, and they smelled it and they enjoyed the fragrance. But when I talked about, yes, the person that I was dating at the time, how he really enjoyed it. I mean, he didn't really care for me to wear anything else, and he would even purchase the perfume for me for birthday gifts, Christmas, with any type of special occasion. So I talked to them, also about that. And I also remember I told you about the hairstylist and who used to cut my hair, and how I would actually get people would come to me and ask who did my hair. Okay, so that particular service was word of mouth because I was always happy and pleased to tell anybody about her service. Anyone who wanted to hear about it, I told them. And so there were women who came. I know several women. I lost count of how many came to her salon because of me. So that's what social proof is. Social proof is it's like minimizing risk. It's minimizing your risk by asking someone who's tried something before, a product or service before, right? And then I mentioned also about a customer whose home that I was at her home, and she was cooking beets, and how then she showed me, and that was definitely service. She showed me how to do it, at her home. So I was taught what to do at her house. Then she referred me to the store. Go to this particular store and they'll be able to help you, Marlene. They'll be able to help you with the type of beets that you need. And here are the ingredients. So today, I'm going to talk about word of mouth. Again, word of mouth, and how personal experiences can help us in a lot of different areas, and you'll be surprised at something I'll talk about today that a lot of you probably are already doing. And right now, Like I said, we all of us are references to somebody out there, somebody in our community, somebody even on social media. So I'm going to talk about the three areas right now. Social proof, again, number one, testimonials. Testimonials. First things first. With a testimonial, don't wait forever to ask for it. Testimonial should be current, fresh, exciting, resilient. Get the testimonial. Talk to your customers. Ask for feedback. Go over and talk with them. Follow up with them. Follow up with them about the product or service that you delivered. Ask them what you can do to even make it better. Ask them for maybe if they have suggestions, and ask them for a testimonial. Now, this is something that I do in my business. I do, instead of the testimony, I write case studies for businesses. Case studies are the stories. So if you really want to go even deeper, deeper, guys, with social proof, case studies will do it because it's the story that shows not just, oh, I really enjoyed Marlene Foster. She did an excellent job for me. She's highly professional. A great testimonial, but it's not deep enough. I'm talking about a story that tells what happened. First of all, what happened in this situation? Why did it happen? What's the problem? And what is it that you're looking to accomplish? And what did Marlene Foster help you to accomplish today? What's the difference between where you started and where you are today? Since she helped you. And I handle, as you know, business protection. I help people with protection, protecting the business. So someone came to me and termination was the issue. If a key employee terminated employment, a key employee that just really made a difference in that business. And someone came to me and said, look, I really need help. What can we do here? First thing I would do is go and sit down, take a look at the employees there, the representatives there, who could actually step into the shoes of the person who just left, right? And also what kind of training would be needed. So I would tell them we need more than one individual ready to take the place of this individual so that if something happens again, you are prepared. Always get prepared by anticipating what could possibly happen. Testimonials, great, but case studies will give a story that at least allow you to put it out on your website. You can put it on social media. You can talk about it in your posts, but it is my clients that I've written case studies for. We do it sometimes quarterly, but or we do it maybe twice a year, but we do it on a consistent basis so that we keep those stories fresh. And anybody wants to know more about their businesses, they have the stories there. They have the stories, ready for everybody to see. Now, hello, Lisa. Nice to have you with me. The stories are there, guys. So I'm just saying to you, take a look at case studies. Got questions about the case study? Reach out, talk to me about it, and I will show you exactly how it's done. Okay. Second, referrals. And as I was telling you last time in my business, the word of mouth has really worked well for me, and the referrals have really come together. I remember doing business with a client, and she was talking to me about her family. She said, "My family would really love to meet you, Marlene." She said, "And they really need to have the protection, the family protection that you're offering, that you've given me." And she said, "We're having dinner here in about a week away." She said, "People coming from out of town, so it's like almost like a family reunion of some type." They invited me. I went. I went over there, and there were probably close to 100 people there, guys. But I came in, and ate, sat down with them. There was not an official presentation done. I just walked around, got to know everybody, talked to them, talk with them, went to one table, went to another table, and then from each table, people who just wanted to give me their information for me to give them a call so we could talk privately. Some spoke more openly. So you have to step out and just take a chance. That was a chance I took. I didn't know what it was gonna, how it was going to turn out, but I went. My client told me to come. She invited me, so I went. All right. And last, social media, our posts. And all of us know about those posts, right? Your post says a lot about you. And think about those individuals that you see each time you go to your posts and you look at the names, you look at the faces of, and the comments from those who who continuously come your way. That's really inspiring, isn't it? That makes you feel good, right? And then think about the people who see you come to their posts. It just lets you know right now it's repeat, right? It's like a repeat business, as I mentioned about when you know someone's got your back, right? Word of mouth or so. It's because of repeat. The repeat action tells us that those individuals, they think something of us. They think something about you. If they keep coming to your posts on a consistent basis, that says that there's something in the content, there's something there that they enjoy about you. So just remember that, okay? On that end, and I wanted to bring up also from last week the Sheila Crump. Remember I told you Sheila Crump with BET, Black Entertainment TV, and her book Walk Through Fire. I love that title, and I wanted to tell you to please get her book and read it because again, we're talking today about what? Social proof. And in the book, it's her personal experience. So it's her word of mouth saying how all of the struggles, all of this discomfort she faced turned out to actually to be something beneficial for her. It was beneficial in the end. She became more resilient from the discomfort was faced. You see what I mean now about word of mouth, which is the personal experience that you have as an author, as a writer, on a social media post. When you write to us on social media, you're telling us your personal experience, or you're telling us an experience of someone else. We're taking your word for it. We take your word. We trust in you. And again, in your books as an author, that's something that I will be talking about today. I'm really looking forward to doing this with you. I'm actually this year producing 500 moments of discomfort, which is 500 stories, and I'm still inviting writers, authors, anyone. Your first time writer, if you haven't even written a book yet, I'm just inviting professionals, anyone who want to write a story. One page, that's all I'm asking. One page that talks about a discomfort you faced and how the discomfort empowered you. And think about, I'm getting ready to share uh, three three stories with you. These are short stories, but they show there will be in the book, and it talks about again how discomfort empowered them. A first-hand experience that actually, when you read books, that's what you're doing. When you read a do it yourself type of book, a book where somebody's teaching you a skill, or even talking about an experience that they've had, and you're thinking about, you know what, I experienced that, and I often wonder what could be done about it. What can I do? What can I do at this point in my life that will get me up and going, get me out of my comfort zone, and get me out there to take care of something that I need to do? And you're reading their story. That is social proof. One of the authors that will be upcoming this year in one of my books, he was actually in a prison. He was taken and he was imprisoned. It is such a heartbreaking, sad story, guys, because when he told me about this, I mean, he literally had me in tears listening to his story. truly. And today he's a podcaster, and you're going to meet him and get to. I mean, he is so jovial and everything today, and so resilient, guys. I mean, and so confident. But I asked him if you could tell me one main just give me one thing that really kept you up and aboard while you were in prison. He said it was the letters. And I'm trying to remember if he said it was letters that he wrote to his wife or the letters that that he received from her. But he did say letters. It was a letters. These were love letters, guys. Letters that he wrote to his wife. I think it said that he wrote to her. And there's something that all of us, when you are facing a challenge of some type, and you can go and read quotes, when you can go and read books that are published by people who have just been through all types of challenges and hurtful pain, they've been through illnesses. I'm talking illness too. And as a matter of fact, I actually ran into a woman last year that told me that she had just been healed from cancer and that she would love to write a story for me. I would just stand there talking, and I mentioned what I do. She said, I'd love to do that. I'd like to do that. She reached out to me, guys, because I had lost contact with her for months. She got in contact with me a week ago, and she said, I'm ready. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, Marlene. And I'm so excited because when I met her, y'all, I could just see in her eyes the thrill, the life that she now has that's there, that she is willing to share with someone out there. And just as I was saying, this is a word of mouth. This is her experience, and she is now reaching out so she can share her experience with someone else, which will be what? Will be the social proof, correct? Social proof of what has been experienced in her life. I have an author whose son was in a horrible car accident with his fiancee, who died instantly on the spot. She died. And she writes, telling me in the story how heroic her son is. She said, Marlene, you talking about heroic. She is, I mean, she said, there, I mean, my son makes me so proud. She said she's just proud to call him her son. And she said, Marlene, and there's something that he did. She said it is still, people are still looking at today. She said they can still see it. Something that he did, as a result of his car accident. And I really hope that you will read her story about her son. I'm saying that all of us have experiences that we can offer, that we can put out there for others to read and be able to relate to or be able to learn from. And so when things like that happen, something similar happens to them, they'll think of you. And also in the books that I have coming up, people can also reach out if you are someone who wants to communicate with them about if you're writing a book, if you're an author writing a book, and you just want to be able to relate to those individuals who'll be reading the book, you can do that. Okay, and third, I want to talk to you about a co-authored book that I wrote last year, March, a year ago. Just thought about it, you're talking to you. I wrote it a year ago, March 2024, and here we are, March of 2025. I wrote this a year ago. And the title of the book here, so if you can see it, and it's beyond boundaries. I mean, when I think about anything that comes to my mind, it's beyond boundaries, thriving in life's gray zone. And you think about it, that's what we do in life, is that we travel beyond boundaries, don't we? And we thrive in life's gray zone, because when you come out of the comfort zone, which I hope you will, which I hope you're doing, is you are thriving beyond the boundaries, and you're thriving in the gray zone, because the gray zone means what? That means that you're being what? Creative, you're being inventive, you're being different, you're being unlike anyone else, not being like anybody else. That the title of the story that I wrote here is Lights Out. Lights Out. How to manage the unexpected. I want you to think about that title. Lights Out, how to manage the unexpected. Think about you're traveling down the street, and most of you have, and you've seen this happen. The lights are out, the stoplight is out. You see the stoplight out, what do you do? What do you think? How do you feel when you see the lights out? How do you think everybody surrounding you is feeling? And think about if it's even if it's daylight, or what if it's nighttime and you see a long line of traffic, and you look up ahead and you see that the light is out. It's dark. Darkness can come in daylight or at nighttime. Darkness shows. The lights are out. The lights are out. How do you manage the unexpected? And in here, I talk about uncertainty. Excuse me. Uncertainty faces all of us, doesn't it? What about a woman who's pregnant? A pregnancy. How certain is the doctor as to how the baby will actually be delivered? I mean, he or she will anticipate, right? But do you really know? Do they know exactly what's going to happen at delivery? Do they know? Do they anticipate? Do they cross their fingers and toes and just hope everything will come through as expected? There are times when the doctors think that it's coming through, but it doesn't, does it? It comes through another way. My daughter, I have one granddaughter, and my daughter's pregnant. And her pregnancy, she's always eaten well. She's very health conscious, just as I am. And but she went to the doctor, and she had a high risk pregnancy. So sometimes it happens like that. The pregnancy, becomes high risk, and then you have to end up having what, like maybe a C-section, because it happened. Unexpected things can actually occur when you're carrying a child. And let's think about when you think about your business. Your business, in a sense, is like your child, isn't it? Right? What if in the business, again, I mentioned you have um, someone who's a key employee. I mean, someone is, highly, as I mentioned previously, valuable there. And the unexpected occurs. Not that the person just, that when I say termination, what if that person is ill and they have to step aside for maybe a few months or even a year? Or sometimes they don't ever come back because of the depth of the illness. What happens in your business? I want you to think about that right now. Think about, have you seen this happen before in any other business, where you could at least say, well, I've seen this happen before? And you think of, well, it happened over there. And or I heard Marlene Foster talk about it even on on the live stream. She spoke of what to do when something like that occurs. When you look at a disability of some type, then there really should already be a plan in place. Something, not only just one plan, but just like I said previously, you should have a diversity of some type. Have more than one person, so that if something occurs, have them being trained. So if that person goes on vacation, or whatever would occur, going out of town on business, you can switch it around and let each one of them be trained in that person's spot. Not just have one person. Succession plan does not mean that you have just one person. It's not just one person. You anticipate, what if the person that you put in place, that person becomes ill? That person decides to leave. I'm telling you, life is so unexpected. things can occur. But here, in the chapter that I wrote here, I'm talking to businesses about risk. Take risk, because with risk is growth, and that there's value there. So you take risk, and then you read books, like a book like I have here. My background is 20 years of business protection experience. So, and it's actually quoted in at the end of the chapter. So whoever reads the book, whoever reads my chapter, can say, I feel comfortable with the information that's given here, with the social proof that she's shown, because she's an expert in this area. It's shown here what she's done here in the book. And again, I was telling you about also about case studies. I write case studies. Case studies, when you write those and have those a part, or have somebody else to do them for you, and they're a part of your business plan, they're a part of it. You continuously add to it. That's like each quarter or so, you keep updating, and a customer, sometimes customers will ask you, well, you got a business plan, oh, show me some of your customer testimonials. Or if you got someone that you're hiring as an employee, and a potential employee might say, show me some of the testimonials, or something that's been written by an employee here at your company, wanting to know more about you. How reputable are you? How credible is your business? So when we look at social proof, again, it is when you are relying upon the trustful recommendation of someone else. So it could be your sister, your brother, cousin, mom, uh, best friend, or it could be an unknown, someone unknown. And people are also relying upon you. Think about that on social media, on your posts, as you write on your posts. We read those posts, don't we? I take notes on posts. I save them. I go back and reread it all over again. That's how diligent I am about social media posts. I'd like for you at the end here, write in the comments section about your feelings about social, about the posts that you read, the posts that you write, those posts that you read or write. What is it that makes you feel trustful? Why are you so trustful? When you read those posts, tell me why you feel trusting of this certain. You even write down the person whose post that you read, or the person's post if they do videos. What makes you trust? What makes them trustworthy? That is what social proof is. The social proof. I was reading something this morning, and I said to myself, wow, you know what? I'm using this. When you look at something and you say, wow, I got to try this. Wow, I got to use it. Wow, I want to meet them. Or wow, I'm going to put this in my own business. I'm going to do this. When you start to think like that, the social proof becomes trustworthy. And it does what? It gives the person whose post you just read greater credibility, trustworthiness. You trust them even more than you did before. You trust them. And that's how you yourself can acquire the same type of attribute. Again, with your posts, in your newsletter, in your case study. Want to talk about case study? Reach out, because I do case studies on a regular basis. Reach out, let's discuss it, because I'll even be doing a few workshops about case studies, because they really do help to give your business a boom. When customers you're meeting them for the first time, or if it's somebody that you've been with for a while, and it's something that you want to refer them to do, show them the case study, show them what you did, show them the problem that the customer had, show them, so that they now have proof. There's proof there, right? That you have the expertise, you know what you're doing. And if you've got customers that you're already doing business with, they already trust you. So let them deepen the trust even further with case studies, and with your posts on social media. Deepen the trust. Because again, your posts are what? Social proof. All right? That's the social proof. So remember now, put in this section, comment for me why you feel those that you are in contact with right now on social media. And I mean, you go to them, you're reading their posts daily or every other day or so, you're watching their videos. Well, okay, what actually helped you to acquire the trust that you have? If you will, please do that for me because they have exemplified social proof. Thank you very much, everyone. I look forward to seeing you next Thursday. Have a great Thursday.